I want you to steal my strategy for creating daily content on TikTok without having to create content every single day. Now, this is something I use for all of my social media platforms, and it works wonders for saving me so much time and so much effort, and entrepreneurs are using it across the board to make sure that they are succeeding in their business as well. So today we're breaking down my 5-part strategy for TikTok success, but you can use this for any platform as well. So let's go ahead and let's dive in. The first thing is to set aside time inside of your schedule to actually do your recording. Whether this is once a week, once every 2 weeks, once a month, it doesn't matter. You just have to figure out how many videos you need. So what you're going to do is actually calculate how many videos you're going to be putting out per day. Now on TikTok, success comes when you post more per day in most areas. So you want to post about 3 to 7 times per day, but you can post up to 10 times a day without the algorithm going wonky on you. So take that into consideration as you're planning out your videos. Now in entertainment, more is better. In education, less is probably going to be stronger for you. So if you're in education, maybe 3 or 4 times a day, and if you're in entertainment, it's going to be a little bit higher. Now, don't panic yet, because I know everybody's thinking that's a lot of videos, but honestly, you can only have up to 1 minute of footage, 59 seconds actually, on TikTok, period. You don't get more than that. So the most your video can be is 1 minute long, but they perform better when they're shorter because they have that better watch retention. So right now, about 12 to 17 seconds is what you should be aiming for most of your videos. You can go longer, you can go shorter, but it's going to really help your retention to keep it short and concise. So as you're doing this, it's really only a couple of seconds of effort per video that you're creating. So make a list of how many videos you want per day, and you can test this out, see what's going to work best for you. And of course you will be, maybe filming things that are on trend when they pop up throughout the course of the week or month, but take into consideration what you want to do and then plan that out, which actually brings us to step number 2, which is storing content ideas. Now with this, you are going to want to be on TikTok, looking at what's trending, looking at what's working, looking at those sounds, things you can duet, things you can chain, and I want you to DM them to yourself. That is a running list of sounds, of trends, of different filters and different effects that you can be using, different duets that you can jump into, or different chains that you can jump into, and you don't have to think when it comes time to record. So send those to yourself as a running list, and all you have to do is scroll through it, click on the button, and the sound's ready to go, or the effect is ready to go, or the trend is right there for you to remind yourself what it is, and then record on your own. Now I also want you to keep a running list on your phone, because inside of your phone, you will be recording things outside of TikTok. I do recommend, and check down into our description bar down below for videos on this, but I do recommend filming as much as possible outside of the TikTok app and then importing it in. This is going to give you a much better video quality and more control over what you're creating. So I do recommend filming outside and importing in. The only time you should be doing it inside of TikTok is if you have to use an effect, if you have to lip sync or dub a sound, or if you are duetting or chaining someone or reacting to a comment. So those you'll have to do inside of TikTok, but otherwise you're going to be filming outside and importing in. You're going to be using something like Adobe Premiere Rush to actually edit those, which again I talk about down in the description bar below. Best thing ever, because you can do it on your phone or your laptop and the cloud syncs it. It's just best thing ever. And so you're going to create a list of things you're going to need to film outside of TikTok so that you have that running list as well. And then when it comes time to record, you can just bang out the list and you can just go through your DMs and do whatever you need to do to save you a lot of time, so you don't have to go scavenging for ideas as you're jumping into your recording session. Now that actually brings us to our 3rd step, which is to set up your gear and do your recording. And I've got a pro tip strategy for you. Now typically, I am going to recommend that you come up with a strategy for yourself. I would love for you to use mine. It works so well for me, and it's a great way to kind of get myself into what I'm creating so that it goes faster and easier for me, but you can come up with your own as well. For me, I typically jump into the first half of recording inside of TikTok. So I ease myself into the process by actually doing the easy work, the light work. I'll do lip syncs or dubs, I'll do pointing to music beats, I will do reactions and duets and chains, things I don't really have to think about, things that I can just kind of be reactionary to inside of the TikTok app. And then I just put those into my drafts folder. I am not editing this as I go because that's wasting my time. If I do need to remind myself that I'm going to do a certain caption or a certain overlay with this, I'll put a little note inside of the caption section and then just hit the draft button when I am good to go. And then when I come back to edit it later on in one of our later steps, I'll remember what it is. But for the most part, I know what I'm doing, and I don't need to write anything down. I don't need to take notes. But if you do, if you have to remind yourself you're pointing because you're going to give these three tips or these 3 points, just write a little note to remind yourself, or write it down on a piece of paper so that you're ready to go. So I do the first half of my inside of TikTok footage first because it's easy work and it gets me in the right mindset. So I've set up my camera, I've set up my phone, I've set up my tripod, I've set up my lights, I've set up my background, whatever outfit I want, I've got other outfits ready to go, like I'm prepared, and I jump into the easy work first. Once I get through about half of that, or I feel like I'm comfortable with it, I know what I'm doing, I'm in the mood to be recording these things and speaking to people, I'll jump into the meat of my content, which is what I'm filming outside of TikTok. So I'll pull up my camera, phone, and I will start recording the things that I'm teaching, the words that I'm going to be speaking, the things I'm going to be showing off. At this point, it helps because I know English again. You all know, as video creators, it can be hard to use your words and not stumble and know what you're saying, and it takes a minute to get into it. We have some false starts before we jump in, right? Same thing goes for TikTok. So I get the easy work out of the way first, and at that point, I'm already in that mindset, I'm moving quickly, I'm getting my work done, and I can use my words properly without a lot of false starts and without having to re-record things over and over and over again. And for 12-second videos, y'all, it's easy to get it in one take without having to do it over and over and over again. So I'll get the meat of my content done, and I'll knock out everything I'm recording outside of TikTok next. That's the middle of the content that I'm creating. Then when I'm done with that, I'm actually going to go back into TikTok to finish recording things inside of TikTok, kind of as a way to ease myself out of it and let myself down so that I'm not walking away from my TikTok recordings with my brain worrying. So I, at this point, will be doing any additional lip syncs or dubs, any additional pointing to the beats of music things. I will be doing any trends that I need to do, anything that I am using words for, and then I'll be doing things like finger down challenges or answering people's questions, and I'll actually respond to comments. So at this point, I've already jogged my ability to speak. I've been doing a lot of content. So I'll go in and I will actually film a bunch of videos responding to people who leave comments on my videos. Sometimes it's really just going to be a reaction. Sometimes I'll take their comment and I'll use it to teach somebody about something. So for example, someone recently left me a comment about how they really loved one of my books that I write in my author life. And instead of just saying, oh, thank you so much for reading my book, I jumped on and I said, I'm so glad that you enjoyed my book. One of the best things that you can be doing is leaving a review over on Amazon and all the book buying platforms. So I used it to educate while also thanking that person. So you can take comments that come in and respond to them in a way that helps educate people about your business, your products, or your services. And this is a great place to do that inside of your recording system because you've already started using your words and you can react to things a lot faster, and you have the ability to, on the fly, respond to people without having to sit down and like think out a big long thing and practice and practice and practice. You can just respond to that inside of TikTok. So then I go through anything else that I have and I make sure I draft everything so that I'm ready to go. And then that brings us to step number 4, which is all about editing. So at this point, we have done no editing. We're actually going to go back into our TikTok and into our phones, and we're going to edit together our footage. So everything that you have recorded outside of TikTok, I do recommend that you edit that together, you splice it together, and you can put your captions and overlays inside of TikTok. Check out the videos down below explaining why that's so important for you to put your overlays and your words and your text inside of TikTok rather than inside of something like Adobe Premiere Rush. And you are going to, I would recommend, because this is something I get hung up on, I would recommend doing that first before you edit the stuff inside of TikTok, because it's so easy to go into your TikTok drafts and just be able to do things, and it's really easy to forget that you also have more important footage over on your phone that you need to splice together or handle inside of Adobe Premiere Rush, or even just trim the ends and the beginnings for. So you want to make sure you do that maybe first while you still have that motivation, because that's something that I struggle with. I'll forget to do it, or I'll have to go like search through all of my different versions of that in the same outfit, whatever, and it can be a little bit more time consuming if I don't do it right away. So I typically recommend doing that first, then going in and edit the drafts inside of TikTok, and at that point you're going to draft everything up. So you are handling any footage that you need to splice together, any overlays, any text, any sounds that you need to incorporate into your footage, and then you are going to be dealing with your captions. So plug in your caption, and then at the very bottom you're going to hit that draft button one more time so that they sit in your TikTok drafts for whenever it is that you need it. So step 5 is all about drafting those inside of TikTok so that you can go in and just pick what you need, and then you don't have to worry about it. All you have to worry about is, have I posted today? Okay, it's the morning, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna post one. And you just scroll through, pick the one you want, you're good to go. Now, pro tip here, I do recommend that you actually check your post before you post it, because once in a very great while, this has only happened to me twice, but once in a very great while, you may have drafted something up and the text that you put on it might disappear. So just double check, just click on it and watch the 12-second video you created just to make sure that your words are really on there. Then hit the publish button and you're good to go. And at that point, you don't have to stress about it until you run out of content. So I recommend doing this once a week, once every 2 weeks, once a month, whatever you need to do, but have it all drafted up so you're ready to go. And then if you find something along the way that you want to jump into a trend or use a specific sound, you can record that on the fly and you're good to go, but you have the majority of your content ready to go. Now, a couple of pro tips that I do want to give to you. As you are batch creating your content, I want you to make sure that you are aware that you should have several changes of clothes. I would switch in between outfits so that it looks like you are doing this over the course of a couple of days or different things. I usually swap out 3-4 outfits as I'm doing this, but I'm doing it all in the same block of time. I just have another outfit over here and I just swap that out and I'm good to go. Now, it doesn't matter if you have 10 videos with the same outfit, that's fine. You can even mix those up so they come out at different times, but I do recommend that you have different outfits so that you have different looks so it's not always the same or it doesn't look like you always did everything the exact same way. I also recommend that you switch up your backgrounds. So maybe you'll have your office scene, maybe you'll go outside, maybe you'll sit on your steps, maybe it'll be in your car before you walk into Target, maybe it will be in a different location, and just kind of do this in different places so that you have a variety of backgrounds and it gets people's interest. Is it good brand recognition to have similar things a lot of the time? Yes, it is, but also you can be inventive, you can be creative, and you can do it in different locations, even at different angles or at different heights. That will help to add some variety to your page. Should somebody come over and look at your account and see everything, that way it'll look a little bit different, it'll look a little bit more unique, and it will really draw their attention. So that makes a lot of sense. If you're loving this, I want you to hit the subscribe and notification bell. I do have a little bit more for you. But we are continuing our discussion on TikTok and how you can succeed over there because they have the best unchecked organic reach I've seen since the beginning of Instagram before the algorithm took over our life. This is so dang good, and I've gone viral several times now with thousands and thousands and thousands of views in just a couple of days. And oh man, 90% of my views on my most viral video is just from TikTok recommending me to people. 3% is from the hashtags people are searching, 2% is from my followers, the rest is from TikTok actually recommending me to people. So it's really, really an incredible place for organic reach. So if you're not on TikTok, now is the time, friends. So you want to make sure that you're using multiple outfits, you want to make sure that you are using multiple backgrounds, but here's my biggest pro tip for you. You can actually use the same content and just tweak it a little bit. So it's okay to use the same sound and record it 4 different ways. Just put them out on different days. It's okay to use the same feature, the same function. You can even teach the same content, say the same things, and tweak it a little bit and just separate when you're posting it, because the algorithm's just kicking content out to people as they see fit. And things that I posted a month ago are still getting huge hits today because that's just the way the algorithm works. So I do recommend, for your own sanity, for your own time, just tweak what you're doing. If you have a sound you really like where you're pointing to things, do it 4 times in 4 different outfits. Do it 4 times in the same outfit in different locations. It doesn't matter. Just put different content with it. Just put different points with it. You're good to go. Or if you like the same lip sync that you were going to dub something, just do it a little bit differently. Even if it's the same points, it's going to get kicked out to different people. A different audience will see it. Or even if the same audience sees it, they're going to see a different version of it. So you can do the same thing repetitively and just tweak it a tiny bit, and it still shows up as new content. And some of it will take off way more than others. So you have the ability to do a lot with a little. You don't have to reinvent the wheel with this. This is a very easy thing that you can be doing with your content because you can simplify it so dang much. Not only can you batch create it, but you can use the same thing, put a tiny different spin on it, and you're good to go. I myself have used the same sound and pointed in different ways, or used different content on it in different ways, different text, different overlays, or maybe I've just changed my outfit, and it works so Well, it is incredibly easy to use the same thing over and over and recycle content and recycle concepts without killing yourself to create that content. Okay, like I said, we are continuing our conversation about TikTok and how you can grow on TikTok. I've got tons of resources down in the description bar below, but if you have a question about TikTok, I need to hear from you so that I can help you out. We've talked all about transitions, we've talked about how to edit your film for TikTok, we talk about TikTok tips and tricks, and I want to make sure we're growing what you're doing because like I said, I got 30,000 views in like a couple of days after posting a video. That's not true of all of my videos, but you're gonna do really well and you will have the ability to go viral way more than any other type of content you're creating for the other platforms. And I will say this, when it comes to this, you've got the best organic, unchecked reach and you keep getting your content sent out to more and more people. And I'm getting dozens of people sign up for my newsletter every single day. My sales for my products and my services have skyrocketed and people are coming to find me on other social media platforms because they love what I'm doing on TikTok, and it really only takes a couple seconds of my time every single day. You can do this too. And by batch creating, it's literally just click a button and kind of hang out on TikTok for a few minutes and watch a few videos and then go on with your life. It's a huge time saver. If you love batch creation for any of the social media platforms, get down in the comments below and let me know what your favorite tip or trick is for your batch creation system. And let me know if you're going to be trying mine down below. I'll see you in the next video as we continue to talk all about TikTok.